What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles. A few days ago, my colleague Sledge threw down a creator challenge to rank our cards from worst to first. I watched a lot of those videos and I really thought they were interesting because I love to hear about what makes one card more valuable to someone than the other, because we're all different. I did some head scratching on a few videos, but I always keep an open mind and I'm constantly learning from other creators. So I got some notebook paper out and I thought, well, I have like 32 or 33 credit cards. That's a long video. Then I listed out just my personal cards and thought, nope, still too many for just one video. I scrapped that idea for a while and then I started booking a trip. See, my dad has had a really rough year and I told him I wanted to take him on an international trip. He got his passport recently and he really wants to use it. Well, I wanted to make his first non-military international trip really fun. So I'm not going to tell him where we're going. I told him to pack clothes for warm weather, bring a swimsuit, and wear comfortable shoes, and that's it. Now obviously at some point he's going to realize where we're going, but I'm hoping this can last as long as possible. I'm not even going to say on here where we're going. He doesn't watch the channel, but he's trying to find out so bad. He's like a little kid looking for hidden Christmas presents. The trip is in January and I'll be bringing my GoPro to get some footage of the whole thing. The destination does have some relevance though, but it's not exactly somewhere you'd guess. And I'm actually in the process of picking hotels right now. I'm sure at this point you're wondering, Luke, what does this whole thing have to do with Sledge's challenge? Well, I want to do this challenge, but I'm going to change it up just a little. You guys know how much I love hotel credit cards, so I'm going to list my hotel credit cards from worst to best in this video. I'll try to explain why as best I can. Now, this video is about cards, not programs and not properties, so keep that in mind. Now, slap that like and subscribe button and let's go. This version of the challenge, there will obviously be less cards. I currently hold 6 hotel credit cards, but since 2 of them are the same, I'll be ranking 5 cards from worst to first. Number 5 and worst on this list, you might have been able to guess. It's the Chase Bank Business Hyatt card. This card has what at least I think is a new limited time bonus. 60,000 Hyatt points for spending $5 grand on the card in 3 months. But there appears to be an additional 15,000 points of a bonus for completing a total of $12,000 to spend on the card in the first 6 months of opening. One of the reasons why I dislike the Hyatt cards is the deceptive marketing. Even on the consumer side, the world of Hyatt credit card, the bonus is presented in a way that confuses some folks, and the earnings on the business card seem to follow suit. The card earns 4 times at Hyatt properties, but it's marketed as earning 9 times. And that 9 times is repeated over and over again here on YouTube, but you actually get 5 times just for being a Hyatt member, no matter what card you use. 4 times for using the actual Hyatt card. The card earns a whopping 2 times on your top 3 categories of spend per quarter. At first, this seems like a good, diverse earner, but it's still only 2 times, so don't expect to earn tons of Hyatt points using this credit card. Card comes with a $199 annual fee, but the card grants the user a $50 Hyatt statement twice a year. That part is also rarely mentioned when the cards are reviewed, mostly because not very many folks actually use this card. The card also grants the user a small business discount on paid stays, so in theory, one could likely get that effective annual fee taken care of if you truly are a Hyatt loyalist. The card does grant the user an almost completely worthless Discover status, but it does have some incentives to spend towards a higher status. Overall, this card is for the bonus and for the very hardcore Hyatt loyalists. It's my worst hotel card. Number 4 was actually a tough choice for me, but ultimately I put the American Express Hilton business card in this spot. This card at the moment has a 130,000 Hilton Honors points bonus for spending just $3,000 in the first 3 months. Now that is fairly low spend for a business card. The card earns 12 times at Hilton properties, and I'm glad they don't advertise like the Hyatt card. If they did, it would state the card earns 27 times back at Hilton. 12 for the card, 10 for being a member, and another 5 for having gold status that this card provides. The strength of this card is its earning on everyday categories. It earns 6 times on gas, dining, shipping, cell phone services, flights, and car rentals. You could also use this as a catch-all card since it earns 3 times on that everything else category. This card, as mentioned earlier, comes with gold status that gets you possible upgrades and a food and beverage credit, which is actually more valuable the more times you stay at Hilton's. The card earns an uncapped free night certificate if you spend $15,000 on it in a calendar year. Now, do your own math, but for me, a $1,000 a night certificate makes that 3 times on $15,000 spend a lot more valuable than a 2% cash back card, and it's not even close. All this and 10 Priority Pass visits makes this $95 annual fee card one to take a look at. Guys, if you are interested in more information about these cards, other hotel cards, or really any other card out there, check out my super organized card link in the description below. Using my link really supports the channel, and it allows me to provide you with mostly sponsor-free videos because, well, that's what you guys prefer. If you've already used my link, I sincerely thank you. Now I'm going to take some heat here for my number 3, and that's fine. Coming in slightly better than the Hilton business card for me is the Wells Fargo Choice Privileges Select MasterCard. Now let me explain before you throw a head of lettuce at me or a tomato or something. Before I even start, I want you guys to know that Cambria and Ascend properties are very, very nice, and Choice has some very nice value if used properly. This card comes with a 90,000 point bonus for spending just $3,000. The card has a $95 annual fee, but it's waived in the first year. The card earns 10 times at Choice properties and 5 times at gas stations, grocery stores, phone plans, and home improvement stores. The card grants you platinum status at Choice, which I don't want to comment on because I haven't really seen it in action. But here's where the card seems to pull away from me. Gets a credit for TSA Global Entry, and it has cell phone protection. Top it off with a 30,000 anniversary bonus every year you keep the card. There are quite a few Cambria and Ascend properties I want to check out one day. If you have my number 3 and my number 4 switched, I can definitely understand that, but these next 2 are big league for sure. Number 2 on this list is a card that, in my opinion, is overlooked and underrated. It's the Chase IHG Premier Business Card. The $99 annual fee card currently carries a 140,000 point bonus for spending $3,000 in 3 months. Again, this is an easy bonus to secure. Chase also markets this card in a way that, in my opinion, is a bit deceptive. They state the card earns 26 times at IHG properties. The card actually earns 10 times, with 10 times being for a member and an additional 6 times for the platinum status this card provides. Folks will state that IHG points are not very valuable, but they have several sweet spots in both the top and lower end price points. This is another card that doesn't need sock drawered because it earns 5 times on travel, dining, gas stations, and office supply stores. The 3 times on everything else could help this card fill in as a catch-all if you need some hotel points. Now, I'm going to have to go through the rest of this pretty quick because it provides a lot. Cardholders can book reward stays with a 4th night free. This is a big deal for those of us that actually use it. The card also comes with an anniversary night. It's capped at $40K, but you can top it off if you have the points to spare. This card also provides the pre-check global entry credit, and you'll get $25 towards your United Travel Bank. I really love this card, and I'm planning some really cool IHG stays very soon. Number 1 should be really easy for you guys to guess, and I actually have 2 of them. The American Express Hilton Aspire card is so good, we can't stop talking about when it's going to be nerfed. Seriously, this one is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. This card has a premium $450 annual fee, but provides way too much. $250 airline credit, which by now should be really easy for you to liquidate. $250 Hilton resort credit, that is really easy to use. The card gives the holder Diamond status, which is Hilton's top tier status, and you'll be eligible for upgrades and the food and beverage credit. How does it earn? 14 times at Hilton properties, which will translate to 34 times Hilton Honors points for each dollar you spend. Pretty good. It also earns 7 times on dining, flights, and car rentals, and a respectable 3 times on everything else. All that with a priority pass and a free uncapped night as soon as you get the card. No waiting around for a year. This card hits so hard I almost forget to mention the 150,000 point bonus for spending $4,000. This is the only card I consistently say that the bonus just doesn't matter. The day this card gets the treatment will be the day the sun no longer shines as bright and the bird song not as melodious. Okay guys, that is my list. Which cards am I missing? I'm a big fan of hotel credit cards in general, but I don't really see anything out there I want to get now. I like the Bonvoy Brilliant, but it has an annual fee that means Marriott will need a place at the table. But I've never actually been able to get a ton of value out of Marriott as a program. The World of Hyatt card is basically worthless besides a 12,000 point night that I would have to force myself to use every year. And I'm not applying for a Wyndham card as long as it's with Barclays. Guys, just a reminder, if you want more information on any hotel cards, check out my link in the description below. And the holidays are quickly approaching. If you aren't using an online shopping portal, I will recommend Rakuten. Rakuten is an online cashback shopping portal that is really easy to use, but they will also allow you to opt to earn American Express MR points in lieu of cashback, making them much more valuable, at least for me. Use my link in the description and you'll score $30 cash back or 3,000 MR points on your very first purchase. Do it, it's free. Guys, that is it for me. If you've stayed all the way to the end, you are the real MVP.